My name is Ghib, a Japanese YouTuber living in Singapore.
Oh, I like your hairstyle.
I've created over 200 videos of my life in the Lion City. But one thing I haven't done is to make videos about truly made in Singapore products. Back in Japan, I grew up around handmade traditional crafts. I want to find the same spirit and dedication here in modern, high-tech Singapore. You can see through your hands. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. And meet the people hand-making beautiful things.
Bring over one time.
Impossible. Just a year ago, handmade masks were all the rage. On my social media feed, it seemed like everybody was sewing or knitting one. In this episode, I discovered that there's so much more to needlework than just DIY face coverings. Wow, never seen such thing. And reconnect with my own family history. Looking at these reminds me of my grandma. She used to hand-sewn bags like this through the craft of crochet.
It's pretty bad.
I'm on my way to a place called the Tiny Rabbit Hole. Oh wow, look at this space. These are so adorable. It's a craft shop in the heart of Chinatown. My wife will love these. Being here is like stepping into a wonderland of whimsical art and cute stuffed animals. Looking at these reminds me of my grandma. She used to hand-sewn bags like this. There is a craft pop-up event happening here today. And I didn't expect that it was a guy behind it all. This is 33-year-old Terrix. Together with his girlfriend Angie, they founded Tiny Rabbit Hole in 2016. Alright, that's it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. What's the difference between crocheting and knitting?
First of all, the tools that we use is very different. For crochet, we use a hook like this.
Okay.
So for knitting, we use two long needles or short needles. And machine can knit, but machine can never crochet.
Why is that?
Maybe it's too complex and it's not worth the effort.
Terrix and Angie are two of Singapore's most prominent crochet designers with over 19,000 followers on Instagram. Apart from sewing yarn and crochet art, they created Tiny Rabbit Hole as a shared space for slow-made crafters. What are slow-made crafts?
Slow-made craft are things that are made slowly with skills that is honed for many years.
It's not something that's easily mass-producible. There are many others like leather crafting, wood crafting, ceramics.
Slow crafting, especially needlework, boomed during the pandemic. In 2020, craft e-commerce site Etsy saw searches for embroidery kits increase by about 10 times compared to the year before. It also saw an 87% increase in searches for easy crochet and a 100% increase in searches for knitting. I wanted to know why it has become so popular. And since they say learning is doing, wow, it would be really cool if I can make something like this for my grandma.
Are you sure you are willing to put 100% commitment?
100% commitment. Okay, I think I'm in. Can I call you Sensei? Yoroshiku onegaishimasu, Sensei. To get started, Terrix gave me some homework to do. I had to come up with a personalized design. After an hour of research and sketching, this is what I got. Looks a bit amateur, but we'll see. And then it's back to the Tiny Rabbit Hole to have my design appraised by Angie. This is the design of the pouch I want to make for my grandma. She never went to Singapore, so I'm thinking of the Singapore flag here. So it's red here, white here.
No, wrong side.
Are you sorry?
This one will be too difficult for you already. This might be too much detail on it.
Are you telling me I should simplify this? Or?
Yeah, I think you should just change the whole design. So we can choose a yarn color that is suitable for what you need. All these types of yarns requires different hook sizes.
They look like ear diggers.
No, they are not.
Now that I finally have my design locked, it's time to choose my yarn and start crocheting.
And how about this one?
If you like something that is 100% customized by yourself, you can also have an experience dyeing your own yarn.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. Can I try it?
Yes, let's go.
All right.
It was exciting to dye my own yarn because I could make it into my grandma's favorite color. I knew she liked purple. It's fully customizable. You know, I can put some dark purple spots. I could make some parts lighter. It was very fun, very exciting.
Yeah, looks good.
Great. By the way, I thought your name of the shop is very cute. How did you come up with it?
So the name is inspired by Alice in Wonderland. Because Alice in Wonderland has a rabbit barrel. When you go in, you see a lot of magical things.
Well, my grandma was making clothes professionally by hand until the industrialization of Japan. So she had to close her business. So I know how difficult it is to run that business, you know. So it was really surprising to see young Singaporeans being able to do this professionally. Isn't this usually more of a hobby rather than a career?
So I started as a hobby. I actually put my stuff online on Carousel. So from there, we actually get a lot of inquiries for custom orders. That led us to a lot of inquiries for workshops because they are wondering how this is being made.
What year was this?
And 2016,
So what items were you selling on Carousel back then?
amigurumi.
So I guess ami means knitting, crocheting, and gurumi comes from nui gurumi, which is plushie in Japanese.
Yeah, that's right.
So whenever we receive an order, we usually design from scratch. Our orders start from $190. At the moment, our most expensive piece is $500.
It's a 50cm big novel that has like multicolors on it.
We are also doing corporate workshop. We teach in schools. Since 2016, we have more than 4,000 students.
4,000. Wow.
We work on this more than 16 hours a day. This is literally our life. We 100% all in already. Tea time.
All right. Arigato. So Terrix, how did you start doing crochet?
At first, I was taking photographs of the amigurumi for Angie. I think that actually, since I'm already part of a business, might as well give it a go. And I realized that I really enjoy it.
How is it like running Tiny Rabbit Hole as a couple?
We have tons of disagreement all the time.
Terrix tends to criticize about every single thing. He's like, no, not this one, no, not this color, no, not this and that.
It is not that I disagree with what you do, but I'm just challenging the idea.
So much more stressful.
Please don't fight, let's enjoy our tea. If Terrix is so critical of Angie's work, I can't imagine what he will say about mine. I'm getting nervous and I haven't even started crocheting yet.
And your thumb hole here as close as possible.
Angie tells me that there are countless crocheting styles, techniques, and stitches.
Yes.
I did it!
Yes, you
Yay.
got it.
For me, I'm learning the 3 must-know techniques for beginners. The slip knot, the chain stitch, and the single crochet.
How is everything?
So far, I think smooth, very difficult. But in the first place, what makes a perfect crochet piece?
We try to produce every piece with as much technical perfection as possible.
Would you even fix a very small mistake that's not really obvious?
If I can spot it, you can spot it, then everyone can spot it.
If I can fix it, definitely I'll fix it.
Would you say you're a perfectionist?
I think it's 110% perfectionist. How many student works have you thrown out of the window?
Every.
Wow. Oh.
Are you going to be the next one?
I think so. When I heard he's 110% perfectionist, I was kind of scared because I'm a rough guy, you know. And I think his feature is very shokunin-like, meaning craftsmen in Japan. You know, they're very particular about the details. So Terrix kind of reminded me of that. With the basics down, it's time to start working on my pouch. Okay guys, so after around 20 minutes, this is what I have, short. And this is what Angie has.
Yeah, she's cheating. She has been crocheting for 20 over years.
How did you encounter crochet?
I learned crochet when I was 10 years old. I passed by a craft shop and I saw that there is a very beautiful kit. Just a photo of the crochet bag and I thought, oh, I want to try that. And then I started my journey in crochet.
But weren't you afraid that crocheting is maybe for aunties, like grandma?
At the point of time, I have no idea what that is. And to me, it's just another new craft that I'm going to work on. Why not I bring over to the place that I used to learn crochet?
Yeah, of course, sure.
We are going to LC departmental store. This is the place that I like to hang out to buy my crochet stuff, yarns and stuff, ribbons.
Hello, auntie.
Madam.
I'm Ghib. I love how vintage your store is. How old this shop is?
41 years.
That's older than me. The shop is named after Madame Tan's daughter, Elsie. She is an award-winning crochet artist whose works have won many local competitions since the 1980s.
This is 1983 to 1984 projects that we have done. Now the style and last time is different. Now the new generations always want to carry with them, so they do a small arrangement. But in the past, most of our artwork is to display for home.
How did knitting and crocheting evolve over the past 30 years, 40 years?
Last time, only older people do sewing. But now, usually, they start from age like 8 years old. So the range of people interest in craft is different from the past. Now, we have a lot of men that do also. Like my husband can knit his shirts most of the time.
Wow.
But sometimes they feel shy to come and sit with the crowd. You see. I think craft always change when there is a fashion.
That's
like
right.
now, because it's the COVID, so all the people doing the small aragumi actually is the biggest distress for a lot of people.
Right, right. I noticed that because Angie and Terrix was teaching me crocheting. There's a therapeutic effect. I forget all the struggles and
right, yes.
pain
Yes.
happening around my life. Okay, slow and steady. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Something Elsie mentioned early struck me. That while more men are picking up the crochet needle, they are quite shy about it. I too felt a little self-conscious while crocheting in public.
Grab the yarn and pull through everything. Grab the yarn again and we pull through everything. Okay, you've got it.
All right. Do you think the perception of knitting and crocheting changed over time? From what I know, this is not for a guy, right? That's like the stereotype.
I think in Singapore, it hasn't changed at all. Whenever I'm teaching crochet, everybody is surprised. What? You're teaching? For real? Yeah, but I think in other countries, it is not too uncommon for guys to do crochet. There are also customers who hesitate whether to pick up crochet or not. I usually explain to them, if you can crochet, you'll get plenty of female friends. You'll instantly become a chic maniac. Okay guys, I swear that's not why I wanted to learn crocheting. What I did want is to find out how crocheting has become more than a simple hobby. Terrix brought me to a yarn exhibition at Millennia Walk. It's created by local crochet artist Kelly Limerick. Wow, this is a massive project, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Impressive, huh?
Terrix explained that what I am seeing is an exhibition of yarn bombing. The idea is to put a yarn work on a public object. The movement started in 2005 in the US and is part street art, part graffiti, and part activism. Hi, Kelly. Very nice to meet you.
Nice
I'm
to meet
Ghib.
you. I'm Kelly.
This is incredible, Kelly. Can you explain to us what's happening here?
So this yarn bomb was commissioned by Art Outreach, and we wanted to do something that has a sustainability message. So this side is the one that is using unwanted plastic. But the ones over there, these are made from yarn. It's actually the byproduct of carpet making. So when carpet companies make huge carpets, right, there's a lot of leftover cones that cannot be used. So they actually gave these cones to us. This was done with the help of 87 volunteers.
Well, no wonder you were able to do this, because doing this alone will take so much time, right?
Like probably more than a year, I think. For this scale, there's really a lot of blood, sweat and tears that went into it.
How has your experience with yarn bombing evolved?
When I first started doing yarn bombing, it was illegal because it's a kind of guerrilla art. It's a bit like graffiti, right? The very first one I did was along Clarke Quay. You know, they have all those bronze statues. And I just did like Pikachu heads. They were removed like the very next day and thrown away probably.
Oh no.
But it's fine because when you do public art, you expect it to be destroyed or removed in some way. Like that's part of the joy of public art. But when it's commissioned, you get paid to do what was illegal before. So it doesn't have that guerrilla aspect of it anymore. It's not like rebellious.
So are you gonna make more illegal yarn bombs in the future?
Oh my god, yeah. Actually, I would love to.
In case you do, just hold me up. I'll be proud of it.
Make like a big one together.
Kelly invited me to her studio to look at more of her work.
What do you think it is?
And I can't wait to see where all this magic happens. Okay, I'm drenched, but we are here. So this is Kelly's studio. She invited us to take a look at more of her pieces. Wow, look at this. I'm not sure if he wants to eat me up or he wants to play with me. By the way, that's Kelly. Hi, Kelly. And wow, look at that. Kelly, is that actually torched?
Yeah, so this work is part of 3 other works called Time is a Commodity, and it's a personal work. I was just thinking, well, what actually makes a work valuable? People always wonder, like, oh, how long do you take to do this piece of work? I wanted to play with the idea of time and value.
And which one is your latest work?
Okay, so I just did this one recently, and this is from my Creatures series, which is the very first pieces of artwork that I did in 2014.
It looks like a mambo.
Yeah, so it's like mola mola sunfish in English, but here it's mambo. So I just added legs to it. And then on the other side, I have another character. When I posted it, then someone messaged and said like he really wanted it. So yeah, it got sold immediately.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. For you, what do you think the message is behind this piece?
Oh my gosh, that is difficult. I was thinking this is like pollution, like plastic.
Yeah, but it could be. So that's the wonderful thing about art. Yeah, it just makes you think about very different stuff.
Kelly's art pieces don't come cheap. Her landscape series start from $3,000. And the cheapest of the lot from her creature series cost about $400. And it goes up from there.
Probably a lot of people would think that it's very expensive, but when it comes to selling handmade stuff, it gets very tricky. Things that are handmade has a lot of meaning, and it's very hard to put a price on it. And it's not just about time, it's not just about material.
After getting some inspiration from Kelly, I'm ready to power through my gift for Grandma. The next step is sewing in the inner lining. It's my first time in life using a sewing machine, but I've always seen it in my grandma's place.
Your car is not
I'm scared, okay? okay. Should be okay. I have my grandma jeans.
okay.
It's
a little bit.
It's pretty bad. I'm finishing up my final stitches today under the watchful eyes of Terrix. So after 5 days working on this, I'm finally done with the pouch.
You have put in a lot of effort in this. Well done.
I'm excited, but it makes me wonder how durable the pouch is because we are putting so much effort, right? If it's gonna break in like a few months,
Let me show you something. Want to make a guess how old is this really?
maybe 2 years?
10 times of 2 years.
10 times!
It's about 20 years ago.
Wow, that is amazing.
So for yours, it's going to last for a very long time because we are using quality yarn.
And love and effort.
Yes.
That's great news because I took so much time to make it. My pouch is almost done. All that's left is the icing on top. In this case, a handmade leather strap.
So we are going to stamp it with your grandma's name. Your grandma can see all the effort you put in with the strength on her words.
And what kind of support do you think local crafters need in order to thrive or survive?
By buying handcraft items by local crafters and not buy goods that's produced in sweatshops. A lot of crafters do not know how to run the crafting as a business. Maybe in the future we can also run workshops for these crafters. We'll teach them the importance of graphic design, marketing, and even pricing their own work.
That is valuable.
These are steps we are going to take to bring the craft industry to an even higher level, and more people in Singapore will see the beauty in craft and get interested in it.
Absolutely. I see the future bright after listening to you guys. Thank you guys so much. So this started out as a deceivingly simple pouch illustration on paper, but now it's 110% unique. It has love in it. It will be a great gift for my grandma. Thank you, Sue. Thank you so much. I think it was one of the most interesting experiences I've ever had because I've always had the stereotypes that knitting and crocheting is for girls. But Terrix, he's very, very passionate about this. I can tell he really loves it because when he talks about crocheting, his eyes sparkle. I'm definitely more appreciative of my grandma because she used to make a lot of products like wallet, bag for my wife and my family. I'm glad I took part in this. テレビの撮影でばあばにポーチ作ったね。初めてこの編み物したんやけど、大変なんやねこれ。こんなに時間かかると思わなかった。
そんなせんでいいのに。着いたら電話入れるわ。
はい、さよなら。
さよなら。